Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is not a story time. Today we are going to do, so I put something out on Instagram, I can't even remember, it was a little while ago, basically just saying any sort of relationship questions you want answering, let me know. I don't know for what reason people want relationship advice from me because I'm very single, but you wanted it, so please make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and as always get in the comments and let me know what you think because I love you all. I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. Got quite a few.
So, I've been in a relationship for nearly a year. There's 6 years between us, which has never been an issue. We've been so off lately, like he says it's a stale patch and everyone goes through it, but I beg to differ. I love him so much, I don't want to give up on us, but I also think a lot has changed. People who I've told have said, leave him. He's said and done so much dumb shit, I don't know what to do. Please spread your wise words to me.
I really feel like, I know people say, oh, the honeymoon period, and that usually obviously you do have a honeymoon period and then things aren't as amazing as they were in that honeymoon period, but things are still good, and I feel like a year is a really, really short amount of time, and for things to go stale as he says, it's not right. I don't think it should feel like that, and I don't believe that everyone goes through that. And obviously I can't comment on the dumb shit that he said and done, but I always feel like in situations like that you need to take yourself out of it, because all you'll end up doing is going along with the motions and it's the same crap and nothing ever changes. You just need to take yourself out of the situation. He realises, oh, I want to work on this or anything, like you will end up being stronger, but there is no reason to keep yourself in a miserable situation, because all it does is it just gets more toxic, you get more paranoid and things hurt more, and you then find it harder to like lift yourself out of it because you're in such a fragile, like shitty mess. Whereas actually if you can spot something's not going right, you can be like, let's fix this. If you don't want to fix it, then I'm out of here. Bye. Either he'll fight or he'll fly. You can... My entire setup nearly just fell over. Huh? I don't really think this is the relationship one. What made you start a YouTube channel? Where do you get your ideas for content? I just enjoy telling stories and stuff, I think, and I'm quite one for ranting. I love a good rant. Basically, I'm a miserable bitch and I like to moan, and I found an avenue where I can vent and people forcibly have to listen. It's weird that people subscribe to listen to me chat shit. I like it, it's nice. Okay, so this one is subject header is help with about 300 E's. So I feel inclined. Going through a horrible breakup, got back together with an ex after 11 years and we broke up again 2 weeks ago because he's a lying little rat. And a week after he broke my heart, I saw him with another girl and was an absolute dick to me, laughing and all sorts. Well, I went over to him and this schlag. I went up to him and this, she's actually spelled it schlag, not slag, schlag. I like that, interesting vocab. Well, I went over to him in this slag and slapped him, but I still feel hurt and angry that I even gave him another chance. My time, effort and energy, how can I get over this? Do you know what I find really good about breakups? What I find not really good about breakups? For instance, I'm not going to go into it, but when me and Paul split up, it wasn't for a reason where I could be angry. He didn't cheat on me, it wasn't anything like that. So I found it really difficult to get over him because there was nothing for me to hold on to be like, okay, well this is why we broke up. Like, I was still, we left it on good terms. I still very much love him. So I found it really difficult, and I wish that I had a reason to hate him, and I was almost making up reasons to hate him. So I'd get myself into a state, I'd send him horrible messages, wait for him to be a prick, and then be like, oh, I knew it, you're a fucking dick. Because that helped me. To be angry at him helped me get over him. So I feel like in this instance, you're kind of lucky that you've got all of that ammo to logically tell you this situation doesn't make sense. And if it takes for you to go back 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times to learn your lesson, then so be it. So be it. As long as you can learn and you know in your head, Oh, I'm such a silly bitch, I need to not go back there again, then you're good. Lesson learned, and it's not a problem. The worst thing that you can do is then watch all of this happen and then go back. It's like the whole Love Island stuff. I don't know if anyone's watching, but Adam, I cannot stand him. And what I don't understand about the females going in, I love Rosie as well, don't get me wrong, she's an amazing girl, but what I never understood was she literally sat there and watched his gaslighting, she watched him blame someone else for his shortcomings, and she watched all of this toxic behaviour and then went in the house and was like, yeah, but I can change him. And then same with the new girl, Zara, she's like, yeah, but for me it'll be different, I can tame him, I can do this. It's almost like, stop thinking so much of yourself, like for a second just take your head out of your scrotum. We don't have scrotums. Take your head out of your ass for 1 second. It's not even like being a big-headed thing, but to think that you can change someone is fucking ridiculous. Because, for instance, if anyone tried to change a characteristic of mine, it's not gonna fucking happen. I am who I am. I've been this same horrible stubborn bitch for however many years. It's not gonna change. I've tried to change things about myself that I hate. I've tried so hard, it's so hard. So it's like, unless you really want to make that change deep within, you're not going to. Therefore, stop trying to change that person to be better, because they don't know how to be better. They don't know what better is. And what they're doing there is their like top tier standard. Like they think that is the greatest. Not knowing that they're useless pieces of shit and what they're doing is just shit. All you can do is take all of that anger, all of the time that you've wasted, and use it to get over that person and say to yourself, never ever again. And I'd like to think if you met someone like him again, you would sniff him a mile off and you could get running before the bastards even said hello. Because that's what we're aiming for, ladies, now, is not to listen to the shit talk and then be like, oh, and then suddenly realise, oh my god, he's a dickhead, and then run off. All of these lessons are to be able to sniff the dickhead before he even comes. So that way you've already got a mile, you know, head start fucking running off. Because that is what you need to get away from fuckboys, because fuckboys are fast and they've got good nets which they use to catch you in, and it's not safe out there, guys. It's not safe. Hey Sara, my question for your video is, do you think love is pain and that it's fine to suffer for your partner's happiness, or do you think that a relationship should be full of happiness both ways? I don't understand how somebody that loves you can watch you suffer for their own happiness. God, how could someone be with you and know that you're really unhappy? Is not right to me. No, I don't think that's right. I think each person needs to be happy within themselves and within the relationship, otherwise it's not going to work. And that's why, like, I've tried to date loads. So we broke up in February. I've tried to date a lot, and I'm just not ready. I feel really not great within myself, and it's like I don't want to put myself forward to other people when I'm not happy in the space that I'm in at the moment. So yeah, I hope that answered that. I think I went off and answered my own question, but you know. Okay, I just wanted advice on something. Basically, I was talking to this guy for a while and suddenly he completely cut me off. He didn't respond to my messages or open them, so I just thought he was busy, but then hours turned into days and days into weeks. But then I realised that he was still active on social media. He'd see all my Snapchat stories, so I was just like, okay. So I took up the courage in me to ask him why he completely cut me out, but he said that he was just busy with exams and such, to which I was confused because he was on social media, so surely it wasn't the real reason. I know for a fact that he's not the type of guy to cut someone out for no reason, and I feel like someone said something about me to make me seem like a horrible person. What do? I really do like this guy, but I'm just confused. First of all, the bit where she says, I know for a fact that he's not the type of guy. Please, people need to get this into their heads. It doesn't matter how long you've known someone. Let me tell you, you probably don't know them that well. Like, yes, you can know them, but things like this, don't ever put it past someone to do something. Especially when it comes to being selfish and wanting to benefit them. Like, don't ever put it past someone. People will amaze you with the horrible shit that they do. Trust me. You may know them to a certain extent, but at the same time, you don't know them at all. And it's like, if you feel like someone said something to him, if he's not the kind of guy that will just cut you off, surely he's the kind of guy that would come and have a conversation with you, or be like, well, this was said, or that, or... No, I find it really weird when people listen to hearsay, because for instance, I have so many people talking complete shit. When I was dating Paul, it was like, you're a gold digger, you're just with him for his money, blah blah blah. Do you know how many people said that to Paul himself? Like, Paul's best friend was like, she's just with you for your money, blah blah blah. And I remember saying to Paul, I was like, do you not find it really insulting that your best friend thinks the only thing that there is going for you is your money, and that's the only thing that I could possibly be attracted to? Like, do you not find that insulting? But I never had to worry about what he said, she said, because Paul knew me as a person. I'd spent pretty much every day with him. Like, he could see what kind of person I was, where my intentions were. So I never had to worry about him thinking something else or believing something that somebody said, because he knew me, and he knew me better than anyone, and he was big, bad and ugly enough to make up his own decision. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't necessarily worry about that kind of stuff, and I don't feel like you should have to either in that situation. Like, no one should be able to say anything to him about you. He should know you well enough to be like, well, that's ridiculous. Or at least grown up enough to come and have a conversation with you. If someone can cut you off that quickly, no explanation, doesn't give two fucks about your feelings, then damn, like, why would you want to be near that person in the first place? And as much as you think he's not that kind of guy, look how quickly he cut you off. And if he can do it once, trust me, he can do it again. So I just feel like all of these situations are just like a little bit toxic, and you just need to take yourself out of it. I hope that helped. I feel like my answers are crap, and my answers crap. Don't you dare say they're crap. Are they crap? Love you guys. I may as well see what you think about long distance. Have you ever done it yourself, and do you think it can be successful? Okay, let me just read the rest first. I have been with my boyfriend for 2 years now, and we've been best friends for as long as we've known each other, and before that. Our plan for this year had always been to finally get a flat together. But suddenly these plans have been completely turned upside down, as he has this amazing opportunity to live in London for the next few years whilst I'm still in Liverpool. My plan has always been to go to London eventually, but I can't go for another 2 years because of commitments here. Do you think we can make it work for 2 years of long distance, or 2.5? Well, the 2.5 hours long distance. Do you have any experience with this? Thanks. The only time I did long distance, well, actually I've done it twice. Once the guy was cheating on me anyway, so it was a complete fucking waste of time. But he was also doing long distance with a vagina up in Manchester. I was doing we're having a long distance relationship, then he was having long distance canoodles with bitches all around the fucking place. Don't know how he could be bothered. And that's the same guy that I caught cheating in Egypt. So thank God we got rid of him. But I found long distance really hard just because, you know, it's like the little things. So after like a night out, you've been drinking with your friends, it's just nice to be like, oh, I can't wait to go back and be with my boy. And like, there's always that like, oh, if you just want to see them, to be like, I'm just going to jump in a cab and come and see you, like, you can't do any of that. All the spontaneity goes away. It's just like routine, like planned visits. I myself found it really difficult, but to be fair, it was a completely trash relationship and he was a scumbag. So I think with the two people that love each other, I don't see why you can't make it work. But I've never experienced it and actually really loved someone and done it, so I don't know. What I do know is it is really, really hard. But I wish you all the best of luck. I used to work in Paddington in London, and I would finish work and I would do the like 4.5 hour trek to Wales, because my ex at the time lived in Wales. So I would get there about 12:30 at night, and I'd force myself to stay awake for an hour to spend time with him, and I'd have to leave the house at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get on a train to go back to London to go to work. So I was really having a hard time. I did that for about a week, We ended up arguing one day and he was like, well, I never fucking asked you to come. And I'm like, you son of a cunt. My eyes are bleeding. I've not slept in like 2 months. I'm doing all of this travelling for you to be like, well, I didn't ask you. Alright. Go and die. That was the last time I commuted up to Wales. Because fuck him. If you can make it work and you guys can compromise and all of that jazz, then go for it. Yeah, I'm a big sort of advocate for like fighting for the things that you love. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but you don't want to live with regrets. So I say go for it, give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that can happen is it could completely go tits up. But then it just means it wasn't meant to be, right? Right? I'm not going to do any more questions because I'm running on about 25 minutes to film and I don't want this to be like a marathon video. But I really hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter. I'm really active on those. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.